So I go in the hotel, and of course, I'm in a police uniform again, and I go up to the desk. It says, Jack here. I said, oh, Jack's in a meeting. Can you wait for him? He'll be out in about 10, 20 minutes. So I go sit down in the lobby, and this big guy sitting across from me says, I got a question to ask you. So what's that? He says, is Jack going to jail? I said, no, Jack ain't going to jail. Why you say that? He said, well, see you in a police uniform, you asked for Jack. I said, no, he wants to go see this property he's got under contract around the corner, build a hotel. So, he says, that's good. He said, I'm relieved. He says, because I'm here to sell him the flag for the hotel. I work for Choice Hotels. And me and him, he started telling me how he worked for Bear Bryant and how his work ethics and stuff related to what he learned on the national championship football team he was on. And me and him became friends, and because that's how good of friends we became. And he taught me a lot of things that Bear Bryant taught him about work ethic. So he used to send me. So I made $100,000 off that first deal.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest is a New Orleans-based real estate investor, developer, also involved in commercial deals, law enforcement background, has done deals in retail and office buildings, serial entrepreneur really, who's owned restaurants and operated ATM business. Please welcome Charles Loescher. Charles, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Excited to be on your show today, and excited to get some of you guests, and hopefully they can get some education out of me, and hopefully I can help them in some kind of way to advance their careers in real estate and become entrepreneurs as I did over the years. I'm 62 years old, been in business over 35 years. I love it. I don't hunt, I don't fish, I don't play golf. I just love doing business.
I always like to start off at the top, Charles, by asking folks really how they got into the real estate space. How'd you get into real estate?
Well, it's a long story, but I'll try to make it short and brief as I can. And, I was a New Orleans policeman, worked Bourbon Street, walked the beat on Bourbon Street, was in the French Quarter, but always had an ambition to be in business. So while I was on the police department, I kind of expanded out my career doing other things, getting involved with ATM business. And my wife graduated from dental school. So when I got into real estate, when I was in the police department, my wife was in the dental business, I knew I wanted to do something. So I started using the cash flow we had to invest in real estate. So I used to drive around a police car, look at different sites, different opportunities, and try to figure out if there was cash flow and put my money into work instead of me working 8 to 12-hour shifts in the police department for an hourly salary. I wanted to make my money work for me so I wouldn't have to work as hard and use my brains.
Now, your first deal, we were talking before the show here, your first deal was a commercial deal.
Yes. Yeah, when I first got in real estate, got my real estate license. And the reason I got my real estate license because I was unhappy being a policeman, believe it or not. A lot of people like being a policeman. It just wasn't my mindset. And I was a police for over 20 years. The way I got into it was I actually was working a off-duty detail for $15 an hour back in the 90s and guarding a place where people play pinball and different type of game machines and stuff. And there was drug dealers and thugs coming in and out of there. And it's like, is this my life really came to? What do I really want to do in life? Because I'm not happy doing what I'm doing. So I decided to go up my real estate license.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
So I went to school. It only took 2 weeks in Louisiana to get your real estate license. This gentleman just bought a big plot of land, 3,000 acres. Somebody told me about him, and I happened to have a connection with him, got a meeting with him. And I went over there, he gave me a plot, asked me if I could get somebody to get a hotel on the plot of land he had. So I drove around a police car for days to different hotels that I knew and different people that knew me in the French Quarter and CBD area in New Orleans, showing this plot plan. So I run into one of the gentlemen who was a manager of a hotel. So, man, I got this plot plan here. I'm trying to get somebody to build a hotel there. He goes, well, you got to go visit this gentleman named Jack. He's on Chef Highway, which was out of my district. And I said, okay, I'll do that. So I ran out to Chef Highway, drove out there in my police car and police uniform, and wasn't supposed to be out the district. But I was out the district and went to this hotel, and it was named Jack's Hotel. So I went to ask for Jack, and they said, there ain't no Jack here. And it was an In-N-Out hotel. So no named Jack here. I said, man, the gentleman told me Jack's on Chef Highway, and it's the only hotel named Jack. He goes, oh, Jack owns that Comfort Inn over there. So I go to this Comfort Inn with the map. So Jack comes out and the police, he goes, can I help you, officer? I said, yeah, I'm not here to arrest you. I'm just here to show you this plot. If you want to buy a piece of land to build a hotel. He looks at it. He says, no, he says, but I noticed you work for Ladder Bloom because I gave him my card, which was a big brokerage at the time. And he says, y'all have a property listed downtown for $1 million. He said, I'm interested in that. This is the first real estate deal I'm getting involved in.
You've ever done,
So
yeah.
I run back down to CBD in my police car, go run up to Ladder Bloom, get the flyer on the property he wanted, drive back all the way out to New Orleans East, give it to him. He says, make an offer on that for me for $1.5 million, $1.6 million. So I wrote the offer. I'm going back 30 years ago now. So I'll write the offer, and lo and behold, we negotiate. He takes it for $1.7 million. So while he's in his due diligence time, 2 weeks after that, he asks me to come to his hotel that he already owns downtown. So I go in the hotel, and of course, I'm in a police uniform again, and I go up to the desk. It says, Jack here. They said, oh, Jack's in a meeting. Can you wait for him? He'll be out in about 10, 20 minutes. So I go sit down in the lobby, and this big guy sitting across from me says, I got a question to ask you. So what's that? He says, is Jack going to jail? I said, no, Jack ain't going to jail. Why you say that? He said, well, see you in a police uniform, you asked for Jack. I said, no, he wants to go see this property he's got under contract around the corner, build a hotel. So, he says, that's good. He said, I'm relieved. He says, because I'm here to sell him the flag for the hotel. I work for Choice Hotels. And me and him, he started telling me how he worked for Bad Bryant and how his work ethics and stuff related to what he learned in the national championship football team he was on. And me and him became friends. And actually later on in life, my daughter was only born then, and actually went to the University of Alabama because of him, because that's how good of friends we became. And he taught me a lot of things that Bad Bryant taught him about work ethic. So he used to send me, so I made $100,000 off that first deal, my first real estate deal as a broker. And what I did throughout my career, I learned from other ethnic groups like Indians and other people how to negotiate deals and how to invest in deals, and not to be afraid to take your money out the bank and invest it and put your money to work for you. So
I want to ask you about some of the other spaces that you're involved in and have been involved in, and also how you managed it all while having a job as a police officer. You mentioned ATMs. I know you've been in the restaurant space as well, and then lots of different asset classes within real estate, retail, office buildings, and being a real estate agent all the while, and a police officer. Walk me through the entrepreneurial journey here. It's a lot to take in, right?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency. It's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Well, it's a good. You have a good story. Another story for you is that before I got my real estate license, I was driving in a police car, and a friend of mine was hosing down the sidewalk in the French Quarter on a corner building of Roll and St. Philip. And I stopped, said, "Earl, what you doing hosing down the sidewalk?" He says, he was a policeman. He said, "My mom owns this building." I said, "Man, your mom owns that building?" He says, "Yeah." So what it used to be, so the convenience store. So let me come look inside. So I went, looked inside, and I said, "Tell your mom I'll take it." He said, "What you mean you'll take it?" "I don't open a convenience store." He says, "How are you going to do that?" I said, "Don't worry." I said, "Tell your mom, you don't even know how much she wants for it." I said, "Tell her I give her $2,000 a month." So I bought this, leased this convenience store. And I was driving another day in a police car, and I see a guy. ATMs first came out. Privately owned ATMs could be owned besides the bank. And when I used to work Bourbon Street on a beat, every night everybody would come ask me where's the nearest ATM. The only two ATMs they had in there was Bank One at the time, and I think it was Hibernia Bank. So there's only two ATMs, and people all night, "Where's an ATM machine? Where's an ATM machine?" So I knew I needed an ATM in a thing, and I seen somebody unloading. I stopped to see what he was unloading. He was unloading the ATM machine. I said, "Man, I need one of them in my grocery store I just bought." So little behold, he said, "Well, I'll put one there as long as you load it to money and stuff." I said, "That's fine." So the ATM money was making more than the grocery store. So I bought the grocery store. Well, I had about 40,000 in this grocery store. Some people came to me about 3 months later, wanted to buy the grocery store from me. So they bought the grocery store for me for $100,000. So I made 60 there. So I put in a sublease that I had all rights to the ATM location because the ATM was kicking off $2,000-3,000 a month in my pocket. So my other brother became disabled at the time from Chevron. He had 2 hip replacements. He had 2 young kids, and I had a baby, but he had 2 young kids. He said, "Man, Chevron won't let me back to work. What can I do?" I said, "Don't worry. I just discovered a business we're going into." He said, "What's that?" So I'm going to the ATM business. So every hotel I sold, I got the owner to let me put an ATM in there. So I was mixing real estate with ATMs. If I sold somebody a hotel, I'd say, "Please let me put an ATM in there." So I had all the ATMs in the CBD in New Orleans in hotels, and then also downtown New Orleans. And my brother, even though he had 2 hip replacements, he was able to run the business for me, but I had the connections to get the locations. And my brother was an electronic technician, so he was able to repair the machines. So what
Incredible.
we did was take that cash flow and my wife's cash flow and started investing into real estate, finding deals. A lot of my deals were after Katrina too, even though I was a policeman during Katrina. A lot of my deals, I bought deals that were underwater. And so
Yeah.
on rehab, for one of the first deals I bought was a gas station in New Orleans East, which I still have today. And there was a Chevron station. We bought it for 500,000. We put about, I think 400,000 in it, 900, and leased it out for 12,000 a month. Today, I mean, this is going back 15 years ago. Well, no, more than 20 years ago, Katrina. Now it's paid off. We get 13,000 a month rent, and it's a great location right off the interstate.
I
I
want to ask you, Charles, about the restaurant space as well. I mean, ATMs, you got real estate. Some of these are, of course, not as passive as some of the others, but restaurant isn't passive in any way. You've definitely got to have a good management team in place, and it can still be a hairy business because it's such a service-focused business. How did you decide to get into the restaurant space?
Well, I was in the restaurant business years and years ago. However, most of the restaurants I do own, I lease out. I don't operate. The
I
only
got
thing
you.
I'm operating right now is Tony Shastri's Crispy Cajun Chicken, and that's another story who the operator is, and I'll tell you that story in a second. But I own multiple key restaurants and bars in Metairie, Louisiana, which is a high traffic population area, and I basically bought them, renovated them, and put them in the market to lease out.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I use residual income mostly. I do own 2 liquor stores that I control in New Orleans, and I'm famous on Instagram for eating pepperoni and drinking red wine with crushed ice. People make fun of me all over the world and trash me. Um, we're the first liquor store in the world to have a wedding chapel in it. Chuck's on the Avenue. People coming there, tourists all over the world, take pictures of our wedding chapel with our tasting room. They get a kick out of it. Seth Meyers made fun of us on a Tonight Show because we had a wedding chapel inside of a liquor store in New Orleans, but we get weddings all the time. So I'm having fun in life there. I have a lot of real estate investments. I bought the whole second floor of a yacht club, Destin and Destin on a harbor, which is a very expensive piece of property, but it was a restaurant on the second floor of a condominium building. And I had to tell the homeowners association that I would convert it to 3 residential condos instead of a restaurant, because the restaurant was too loud for people to live there. So I converted it, built 3 condos, kept one for myself overlooking the yacht harbor, flipped the other 2, which paid for my condo. We have no debt on my condo from flipping the other 2. So I do many different deals. I mean, I could tell you deal after deal after deal. I've had a Popeyes under contract one time that was Popeyes chicken that was closed down. And I had a tenant of a major tenant, national tenant I have that leases a lot of my buildings. They wanted me to get that corner. After I put it under contract and that, they decided they didn't want the corner. And they said, we're not going to lease the corner from you. I said, well, I'm not dropping the contract. I'm still buying it. They said, you're still going to buy it even though we're not going to lease it from you? I said, yeah, I'm still buy it. So before I even closed, I went and put a lease sign on it. I had a gentleman call me, made an agreement to lease it from me. 3 weeks later, before I even closed on it, he called to buy it from me. He says, I'll give you $50,000 more than you have it under contract for. I think I had it under contract for 275, something like that. And I said, nah, that's not enough money. Called me back a week later, said, I'll give you 75,000 more than you got that for the contract, sell me the contract. So, nah, still not enough. I really like this corner. Call me back a week later, I'll give you 100,000. I said, I tell you what, if you give me 125,000 for the contract, I'll sell it to you. Said, done deal. Handshake, nothing in writing. A week later, we went to one room. He handed me 125,000 on a check. The attorney, I filled one little paragraph, I signed it, handed him the contract. He went in the other room, closed the deal, bought the deal. I made 125,000 for doing nothing other than signing the contract.
So that was effectively a wholesale deal, and that was for a restaurant, basically?
Yeah, and also old Popeyes. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And
I mean,
my intentions wasn't the wholesaler. My intentions was to keep it because everything I
right.
buy corners, and I don't like selling anything. I try to hold my real estate holdings, for my family. I probably have 50 pieces of property, and I don't really like selling anything. Timing was right, and I did it.
I want to ask you, we are coming up on time here, Charles, but I want to ask it generally. You mentioned, not having a huge education background, also had a full-time job as a police officer, right? I think all of these different asset classes that you've been involved in, and really your journey as an entrepreneur, it could have been a full-time job, each one of them. For folks who may be in law enforcement, or they may work for the government, or they may have a W-2 job and are thinking about, hey, how do I balance my passion really for entrepreneurship with having a job? What would be your advice to folks who may be just starting out in that position?
My advice is when you get home, I do a lot of research on the internet, LeapNet, and here at LACBD. So after hours, I would do your homework, know the areas you want to buy in, study them before you get involved in it, know what you're doing, look at your cash flows, know, getting, get a good banker, get a great CPA. I have a great CPA that guided me. I built a hotel, one time. We got new market tax credits, which gave me $1.2 million free in equity. Having a great CPA like Ken Abney, I have, got me through it. So having a great CPA and a great banker that understands what you're trying to do, can get you to that level. And also, always, always answer your phone. that deal. You don't answer your phone, the person's going to the next guy. Fortunately, in this day and age, everybody's an instant gratification. If you don't answer your phone, they call the next guy, and they call the next guy. If you see a sign on something you want to buy, call right there and then. Don't procrastinate. Don't do it the next day or the day after. Call right there and then. There's so many things that I might have procrastinated on that I wish I wouldn't have, that I own even more property today. There's some of the things I called right on and got on it. I made the best deals ever. Those deals that were listed for $675,000 that I got for $200,000 negotiated down. There's deals that listed for $3 million that I got for $1.5 million. You know, you just need to know how to learn to negotiate. I'm not educated from college. I'm educated from the street. I'm street smart. What do you call it? From hard knocks. Hard knocks in my school, hard knocks.
That's right. Charles, if folks maybe have a deal in the greater New Orleans area, where can they go to reach out to you? Or if they would like to reach out to you because maybe they're on a similar path and would like your feedback on their journey.
Yeah, I'd love to give people the advice, especially younger people. They can reach out to me, Charles Loescher, I own a franchise of Weichert Loescher Realty. I also have a separate brokerage company, EML Commercial Real Estate. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, Charles Loescher, just put Charles Loescher on Instagram. You'll be able to see the different sections of business I am. I got some funny stuff on there, but I got some serious stuff on there about how to get involved in commercial real estate and investing. I got stuff about my liquor stores in there. And of course, Tony Shastri's Cajun fried chicken, which is a Destin, which we want to expand. And if you have any property that you think would fit us in the Florida, Panhandle area, Alabama, or New Orleans, we're looking at to expand, and we'd be glad to look at your property if you have any, holdings.
Charles, thank you so much for coming on the show here today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime you need me, anytime anyone wants to call me, I got to give you free knowledge, free education, whatever you want.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.